What's up everyone? Today I've got your top Final Fantasy eBay sales of April. Now most of these come from the last week, but some of them do reach a little bit before that. We are looking specifically at the latest expansion Emissaries of Light. We're going to check out that booster box price and a few of the single card prices, talk about the set and the market as a whole. First up, we're looking at the booster box for this set. This is the latest expansion in the Final Fantasy TCG, and the booster box Emissaries of Light has sold here for $93.49, including shipping. Now I think this is a great product for sealed collectors. I really love the Final Fantasy 13-2 box art on this. I think it would look great as a display piece. And as we're about to see from some of the singles, this is also a great box to get and crack open. There are a ton of really cool full arts and even regular holo cards to collect and enjoy. There are some decent prices on some of these cards as well, so it'll be interesting to see if this price dips down a little bit. Usually Final Fantasy TCG does ratchet up right at release and then fall in price in the weeks following. So maybe there are still some deals to be had on this product. Nonetheless, I think around $90 is a very fair price for this box. It is a great product. Okay, our first full art pick for today is this Unileska full art holo from Final Fantasy X. I do love the eye appeal on this card. The Final Fantasy TCG is full of just awesome artwork. They often do a variety of cards for different characters throughout sets, so you have a lot of options when you are chasing cards for your favorite character. So this card sold for $37.65, not including shipping, which was $12.30 in this case from the UK. Now what's interesting about this card is I did notice it is a full art common card. So in the Final Fantasy TCG, they do provide full art versions of different rarities. So this does appear to be a pretty hot selling card, particularly for a full art common. So I think collectors are just enjoying this card. And I'm not sure really what the pull rates are for full art commons versus full art rares, but it is interesting to see that some of these commons are getting a lot of love from collectors, and that could definitely help bring some value if you are opening up a booster box, if these are not that hard to pull. A great card, maybe a good price for this card, but I personally would try to prioritize the full art rares or legendaries unless you are just a really big fan of this character. Next up, another full art holo in this Shantoto full art foil. Now Shantoto is a classic character from Final Fantasy XI, the first Final Fantasy online game. Currently my brother is playing this game a lot and I've been streaming him playing it. It's really nostalgic to kind of go back to that game. I really feel like Final Fantasy XI is truly a masterpiece in PC online gaming. Now there have been some Shantoto cards before in the Final Fantasy TCG, but I'm really feeling the art with this one. It's kind of creepy, but also kind of whimsical and definitely leans into the sort of playfulness of this character. Selling at $61.51, not including $12.30 shipping, again from the UK. I think this is just a really cool card, and I think that as Final Fantasy XI gets a little bit older and players become more and more nostalgic for this game, I think there's just going to be a lot of love for Shantoto for Final Fantasy collectors going forward. Okay, next up we have this Riku EX. So Riku is a character from Final Fantasy X, sort of classic thief character, and I really am digging this full art version of Riku. Again, a character that has appeared in sets in the past, including the very first Final Fantasy TCG set, Opus 1. This is just a really cool full art showing her very dynamically in action. And you can see here just over a week ago selling for a best offer accepted price somewhere under $55. Now I did check TCG Player today as of the making of this video, and there are just a few copies of this listed over $50. I think $53 or something was like the lowest listing there, and this has been trending up. I do not believe you would really be able to find this card for under $50 at this present moment, but I do think it's a great card, and this is actually one that I would like to chase after at some point, so I do plan on picking up some Riku EX full art cards at some point. But a great card, and I think one that has a very clear upward trajectory. Not financial advice, just my speculation, but I do have a good feeling about this one, and the price does seem to be moving upward over on TCG Player if you go take a look there. Okay, last but certainly not least, we have this Titus full art card. Now again, there have been plenty of other Titus cards from the Final Fantasy TCG, but I really like this one. This looks like a more of a sort of illustrated version of Titus, which is very different from, we usually get like the CGI or almost like the concept art variant. So this is a very much more sort of original illustration around Titus. So I really like the card. I think it has great eye appeal. Now you can see here, this appeared to have sold for $251.10, not including $34.02 from the UK. Now this was back on April 17th, and this card has dropped pretty precipitously. If you go over on TCG Player, you can see that it's actually selling for right around $80. It has fallen a lot. Now this kind of goes to show you that some cards do trend up and others do fall after release. So it looked like this was a projected favorite, and then it just kind of fell down. Maybe there was too much supply, or there just wasn't enough demand for this card compared to others. So I don't know if this one will continue to fall below that. It does seem to be kind of consolidating around that $80 point. However, again, looking back at that Riku EX, that is a card that actually has been very steadily rising since the release of the set. So maybe that one is proving out to be a stronger card in the end. I think I personally enjoy the Riku EX card over this Titus full art card, but I can't see why this card couldn't have some potential going forward. I mean, it is from Final Fantasy X, one of the best Final Fantasy games in my opinion, and Titus is the main protagonist, and he is a likable protagonist from the franchise. So we'll just have to keep watching this card and see how the balance among the top chase cards in this set plays out in the weeks going forward. Okay, that does it for our top 5 Final Fantasy Emissaries of Light eBay sales of the week. Can't wait to see how these cards shake out going forward. Let me know what you all think about this set. What are your favorite cards from Emissaries of Light? Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Thank you.